Hello everyone, I'm Kiki, and this week I'm going to be drawing some OCs of mine. This started out as just a doodle while I was feeling pretty crap, but I liked how it was coming out, so I decided to record the rest of it. But I had a painting set up on my desk, and like I said, I wasn't feeling good, hence why I wasn't working on the painting. So I was actually sitting on my bed drawing this, which is why the lighting is rather bad, so I do apologize for that. This entire project from start to finish probably took about 20 hours, maybe more. I didn't actually count, but it was definitely around 20 hours. As for the drawing itself, if you've watched some of my early videos, you may recognize at least one of these characters. These are my versions of the sacred beasts from Japanese mythology, in what I refer to as their spirit forms. They have their normal animal forms as well, which are massive, by the way. And I have done videos of 3 of those, and I do plan on doing the yellow dragon as well. The vermilion bird of the south was unfortunately done before I started recording and posting videos. Going from the furthest character to the foremost character, you have the vermilion bird of the south, which in his human form goes by appropriately the name Phoenix. Next is the yellow dragon of the center. Her human name is Claire. In my story, they are actually brother and sister in their human selves. I may get into that a little bit later though. Next is the azure dragon of the east. Human name is Ryu, and his sister the white tiger of the west, who's named Tora. The man in armor is not actually one of the beasts. He's another character that exists in the story I made these guys for. His name is Atsuko, and I love him very much, and I could spend the entire video just gushing over him and how happy I am I created his character because I love him so much. And in the very front is the black tortoise of the north, whose human name is Yue. I'll start by explaining how the characters came out individually, starting with the first ones that I made, which are Tora and Ryu. They were the first of the 6 here. Tora was my first ever created OC for the anime Bleach, which is one of my favorites. She was some race I had made up called a Guardian, and it wasn't very well thought through, and I didn't do much with her. I drew her maybe 3 or 4 times, and then just sort of stopped drawing her for whatever reason. And I also created a brother for her whose name was Ryu, who was also one of the Guardians. I only ever drew him like twice. And Yue was actually a wizard. Claire didn't come about till the anime was actually almost over, whereas with the others it had only just gotten to, I'm pretty sure, where Ichigo entered Hueco Mundo, if not a bit earlier. Claire was created because I had an idea for a fan fiction of what if Ichigo or Grimmjow, my 2 favorites, came flying through the window. But I didn't want to do it the typical self-insert where, oh, I fell through a portal, or they came through a portal, or blah blah blah. So I put myself as Claire in their universe simply as a person, and somehow the anime of Ichigo also exists. My brother had the idea that it would be funny to have it have been Urahara who actually put the idea of all of this in Kubo's head, which was just something funny for us. It's not actually really said in the story. But the reason I used her and not Tora, who already existed, was I just wanted her to be me and not no powers or anything like that, just a human that had knowledge. Of course, that obviously changed, and Tora and the others became a part of the story as well. But when I started writing, I had not had a plot. I had no idea where the story was going or what would happen till I got about to chapter 5, where I put something in and then it struck an idea. In chapter 9, where Phoenix is introduced, that idea started to truly form into something solid. Phoenix was meant to be my brother just as Claire was me, and my brother is one of the only ones that can combat panic attacks, so I wanted him to have some sort of unknown or different power that he uses to protect Claire. One day I was just stuck trying to think of what to do next, and it just hit me, the sacred beasts. I have Tora the tiger, Ryu the dragon, Phoenix the bird, and Yue the tortoise, as the moon has a light and dark side, and the tortoise has a snake that hangs around it. Claire ended up becoming the yellow dragon. Now, I did add a bit to the mythos and change some things, but in the story a comment is made about how when history is passed down, things tend to get lost or changed and misrepresented, so, you know. Now, while I did create them for the fiction, they can also be standalone characters with their own story and history, which is one of the things I love about them. They don't solely exist for Bleach, as much as I do love it. Now, for Atsuko, he appears, I believe, in Chapter 8 for the first time, and he was meant to just be some filler character that wasn't really all that important, just kind of there to bother Grimjow. But I fell in love with the personality I gave him, and he just evolved into this other being, into this important person to the Five. He wasn't just the owner of the cafe that was there and silly and random. He was their friend. He was leader of the fight ring that they were all top dogs in. He helped them keep secrets by just popping up unexpectedly and stopping people from asking questions. He would drop hints for those they trusted to sort of help them figure things out along the way without telling them directly. But most importantly, he's able to fight alongside them against the darkness they hold back from the world. In this picture, it's the final fight of the story, where everything comes to a close and they are fighting not only for themselves, but the world. The shadows, as I call them, are darkness personified, all of the evil and negativity of the world solidified into shadow forms that want to destroy and consume the light and everything in it. And since the dawn of time, the sacred beasts have fought this darkness back time after time. They forced them down, knowing one day they'd come back, as that is the nature of the world we live in. Now, I'd like to explain a little bit more on Atsuko, and please remember this started as a Bleach fiction. This is not our world, but a made-up one. Atsuko is basically the king of hell. He keeps the bad souls in and the good souls out. He sees that punishments are dealt out in accordance to a crime before the person earns the right to be reborn. He also holds back the shadows from entering and absorbing the pain and hate that rests there. He holds the right to that should a person somehow escape their earned death after committing horrible crimes against the living, he can come and claim them. But despite this, he's a very carefree, fun guy, and is just amazing and fantastic and absolutely fabulous, and I love him so much. And as much as I love the others in this picture and other OCs I've created for other things, he's probably the favorite OC I have ever made, and I love him so much. And yeah, they're all fantastic and amazing, and some of the few OCs that I actually managed to keep with their own personalities, because I have a bad tendency to kind of merge people's personalities into one another. But despite how long this artwork took, I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to make sure I added in all the detail I wanted to add in and made it look as great as I possibly could. And I hope you guys really like the end result and all of the little tidbits that I put in here. And I guess I will see you Sunday. Bye!